So far we have covered the preliminary level of programming in Python, which involves taking user input, applying different calculations, and then displaying the results in different formats on the output screen. Now in next stage, we will move to the cases where we can execute programming statements based on some condition. Just for example, like taking input from user, like a 3-digit number, we assume that user actually enters a 3-digit number. But it is always better if we could apply a check on the entered input to verify that. So we can check some conditions and can execute statements if the condition is satisfied. This is done through if statement. With an if statement, we have a condition that is checked. So this video is all about those conditions. And in next video, we will see how we can use these conditions with if statement. These conditions are usually specified using the relational operator. The simplest can be checking if the value in two variables is same or not. So let's start with that. I'm defining two variables a and b with different values. If I write a equal to b, we know that means value of b is assigned to a, and this equal operator is known as assignment operator. But if I make it like a double equal b, this is totally a different statement. This double equal is a relational operator, which means it will check if the value of variable a and b is equal or not without changing the value of any of those. Let's see what is the output of this statement. And the output is false, meaning that value of a and b is not equal. Let's see if it has affected the value of a or b. The value of a and b is same as was before line number 2. If I make the values of a and b same as 10 on line number 1, now the output of relational operator is true since a and b have same values. Let's discuss what this true and false mean. When we say that value of a and b is same or not, we have just the two possibilities as yes or no, or we call it as true or false. There is no third option. We have a different data type for such cases known as Boolean. So a Boolean variable can have only two values. We can call that true or false, or yes or no, or sometimes 1 or 0. Let's see the data type of the output of this relational operator using the type function. And it is bool, which stands for Boolean. We can also assign the result of relational operation to a variable as so. This is the relational operation which will have output as true or false, and this is the assignment operator, meaning that the result of this relational operation will be assigned to variable r. So r must be of Boolean data type. Let's print the value and the data type of r. It is true and data type is Boolean. Beside the relational operator for equality check, we have relational operators for other relational checks. For example, we have greater than operator, which checks if the value is greater than the other or not. So a greater than 5 will check if value of a is greater than 5 or not. A is 10 on line number 1, so this must be true. If we check a is greater than 10, this must be false. We could have checked for greater than and equal to relation. For that, we use greater than sign followed by equal sign. Now value of a is either equal or greater than 10, this must return true. Likewise, we have relational operator less than to check if the value is less than other or not. And there is also less than or equal to operator. The last relational operator is for checking non-equality, that if a value is not equal to other or not. We specify not equal as exclamation sign followed by equal. So it means if a is not 5, this should return true. And now a is 10, so a not equal to 10 must return false. We know that in case of assignment operation, if instead of c equal to 20, we write that as 20 equal to c, it generates error because with assignment operator, We must have direct variable on the left side and not the immediate value or some expression. But with relational operator we can have the reverse order. So 10 equal A or A equal 10 both are valid. Both will return true if A is holding the value 10. Now we will talk about logical operators. Many times we need to check multiple conditions rather than a single one. We can combine the conditions using the logical operator. So I have defined 3 variables here. Now suppose I want to check if A is greater than 5 and also that B is 20. So after the first condition I will write A and D and then we'll write the second condition. The AND operator combines the two conditions in a way that if both are true, the overall result is true. So it means it will first check if A is greater than 5, which is true as A is 10, and then it will check if B is 20, which is also true. Both conditions are true, so the result must be true. Now if I change this to A less than 5, which is false, so now even though the second condition that B equal to 20 is true, the overall result is false. Because for AND operator, both of the conditions must be true for the overall condition to be true. This is the truth table of the AND operator, which shows that only if both conditions are true, the result will be true. If any of the condition is false or both are false, the result is false. Now let's see the other logical operator, which is OR. The OR logical operator combines the two conditions in a way that if one of the condition is true, the overall result is true, even if the second condition is false. So here this condition is false, but this is a true relation. So the overall result must be true because of the OR operator. Now if both conditions are true, the overall result should again be true. The result will be false only when both of the conditions are false. This shows the truth table of the OR logical operator. See carefully the difference between AND and OR operator. Now let's see that with logical operators we can combine more than two conditions as well. For example, here we have 3 conditions and did together. This simply means that the overall result will be true only when all 3 conditions are true. At present all 3 are true, so this must return true. If any of these is false, for example let's change the middle condition to false, the overall result will be false. Similarly, we can have more than 2 conditions combined together using OR operator. Now this means if at least one of these conditions is true, the overall result is true. The output will be false only when all conditions are false. Here only the third condition is true and the first 2 are false, but the overall result must be true. Before I move ahead to combination of AND and OR operator, let's first see that we can actually assign the Boolean value true or false directly to a variable. Now A is of Boolean data type. So basically you can verify different logical operations directly as here instead of defining variables and like that. So true and true must be true. True and false must be false. You can verify for OR if you like. Now let's have a combination of and OR in one statement. Like we have precedence concept in mathematical operations. For example, multiplication has higher precedence as the addition. We have such precedence with these logical operators too. AND operator has higher precedence as compared to OR. So this will get executed first, resulting into true or false. And then the OR is applied on that result and this first condition. This first condition is false and this is also false because B not equal to 20 is false. So false or false must be false. I will strongly recommend that instead of keeping in mind the precedence, use the parentheses as we did in case of mathematical operations. So let's change the parentheses here. Now both line number 5 and 6 have same relational and logical operators, and the only difference is parentheses. So they might have different results. Here both are false, but if we change the conditions, and again everything is same except the parentheses, and the result is different. Please pause the video here and do verify how the result is true for the first case and false for the second. So the order of the operation is important, and we should use parentheses for correct order. Now let's explore an interesting feature. We have three conditions here with AND operator. Forget about Python for a moment. Let's see how we will evaluate the overall expression. This first condition that a is 20 is false since a is 10 on line number 1. So if you recall from the truth table of AND operator, you will see that the only possibility of output being true is when all conditions are true. If any condition is false, the overall output is false. So coming back here, when the first condition is false and we have the AND operation with the two more conditions, those two conditions now have no worth. They are true or false, that is meaningless, because this first condition is false and the output must be false. That's how we simplify our calculation. But what about Python? Let's try to explore that. I'm writing here a equal 10, which is true, and then x equal 20. There is no variable x in program, so this must generate an error. We have the name error that x is not defined. Now let's change the first condition as a equal 20, which is false. X equal 20 is still there, and we should get the name error again. But we didn't get the error this time and got the correct result as false. What's happening is that Python also uses intelligent evaluation. This first condition is false, and Python knows that with AND operator, if the first condition is false, the second or third is meaningless, and it will not evaluate the other conditions. So the interpreter will not go to the second condition here and will return false because of the first condition being false. Now let's change the AND to OR. The first condition is still false, but in case of OR operator, this doesn't mean that the overall condition is false. The final result now depends on the second condition. So Python will have to execute the second condition this time, which is an error. And we got the error. Now let's make the first condition true. With OR operator, when first condition is true, the overall result is true no matter what the second condition is. So this time, interpreter needs not to check the second condition and the result should be true. This feature is known as short-circuiting evaluation. The term short-circuiting is taken from the electrical domain. When we have two or more resistors connected in parallel, and if any of the resistor is short-circuited, the overall resistance is 0. So whatever is the value of other resistors, the answer is 0 because of the short circuit. After and OR, there is a third logical operator known as NOT. The NOT operator is a complement operator, meaning that it will take the complement or the inverse of some expression. For example, NOT of true means complement of true, which should be false. Let's check this with some values. So a greater than 10 is true because a is 20, but if I apply not on that, it should become false. Now if we have this kind of expression, we have to be careful if not will be applied on just a greater than 10 or the result of a greater than 10 or b equal 10. It is actually applied on just a greater than 10 and the result is odd with second condition. Again, I will emphasize to use parentheses for clarity and avoiding the error. Now this means not will be applied on the output of this expression. You can see both have different results. Now I'm writing another expression here. The difference between line number 5 and 6 is that on line number 6, I have applied not on the individual conditions separately. And secondly, instead of or on line number 5, I have used and here. Now you can change these values to anything, but the result of line number 5 and 6 will be same, both true or both false. It's not a magic, it's because both expressions given on line number 5 and 6 are identical. They are related through the De Morgan's law. Maybe you have seen this law in set theory, which says that A union B whole complement is same as A complement intersection B complement. So complement is applied on individual set, but union has to be replaced by intersection. Same goes for the other type. Likewise, we have De Morgan's law in Boolean algebra, where we can apply the not operator on individual variable, but or must be changed to and, or the vice versa. This is what is indicated here on line number 5 and line number 6. One last thing I want to discuss before ending this lesson is that instead of true and false, we can use 1 and 0 for Boolean values. Let's print if 1 is equal to true or not. The answer is true, meaning that 1 and true have same values. And also 0 and false have same values. However, if we will define some variable like a equal to true, that will be a Boolean variable. But if we define a equal to 1, that will be an integer variable. Most of the time we use relational and logical operators, but not directly true and false assigned to variables. But there are surely certain cases where we will directly assign true or false to some variables. The uses of all these relational and logical operators will be discussed from next lesson. See you then. Thanks for watching.